Hello guys, this is a video to show you some very basic and very general things about the reactor and the turbine that you need. If you hear me sounding a bit weird, that's because my throat is a bit sore. It was important for me though to record this right now because I don't know if I'm gonna have this set up soon. This may blow up. So it took me a while to actually build them correctly. And what I want to show in this video is how to build them correctly. Everything else I'm researching on the side. I just wanted to have the correct buildings. So, some things about the fusion reactor and the turbine. So these two are a system together. You cannot have the one without the other. I tried to find ways, I don't know if they exist, to avoid the turbine, but I couldn't. So why can't we avoid the turbine? That's because the reactor works with this principle. You're putting inside the reactor fissile fuel, and so that the temperature doesn't rise too high and explode, you're also putting in there something to cool it. So we're putting in there water to cool it. So we have both fissile fuel and water. Then the water, the principle is that the water is going to evaporate and we're going to get steam. And this steam has to be released somehow, otherwise it will explode. I think that it will explode. Well, it does explode for some reasons. So in this mod, apparently there's no way to just release the steam into the atmosphere. You have to do something else, and this something else is that you get the steam and you lead it inside the turbine. So the turbine is supposed to spin and transform the steam into water. And then you get the water and you put it back inside the reactor. The fission reactor. So this is the principle. Put in fissile fuel and water, get out steam, have the turbine make the steam into water, lead the water back inside the reactor. So how do we build the reactor? I built a big one. I don't know how big it can be, but there are some restrictions. In any case, I built it 7 by 7 and it works. So the base is 7 by 7 with fission reactor casing. You will see that all the sides have to be fission reactor casing. You can fill everything in between with reactor glass. Even the base could be reactor glass as long as the sides of the base are fission reactor casing. However, I put casing because I didn't need glass down there. So it's 18 blocks high, and inside we have, in this pattern, control rod assemblies. Yeah, that's basically the way that you have to put it, so that there is space apparently for the water, so you don't put them one next to the other. And that's the reactor. Then we have some ports. We have the fission reactor ports. You will use the configurator and shift right click For example, this is the input only state. I have here input only, and I have connected a basic mechanical pipe into a sink. I believe I shift right clicked this into the pull condition, and it's just going inside the reactor. Now all these could potentially be done more efficiently, I think. I don't know if the mods that I watched work in Reclamation mod pack, but in any case, I'm concentrating on the structures and not on the details around them. Later on, I'm going to research this more and see if I can get the rate higher. Now, I put here the fission reactor port and put it to waste output. I put the radioactive waste barrel here, but I don't know if this is correct. Or we will find out if this is correct. Again, I'm not really very concerned right now with that. And here I have an input and an output. Output port, fission reactor port, with a basic pressurized tube that goes down. I put it under the ground so that it looks nicer, and it ends up here into a turbine valve. This is supposed to take the steam out and send it there. And here from the turbine, a valve and a basic mechanical pipe is supposed to take the water and bring it back in. Now, about the turbine. I had the problem with the turbine that I built it higher than the reactor because I thought it would be better. And it didn't work because the maximum height is 18. So my turbine is 11 by 11, the base, and 18, the height. So we have here turbine casing. The same principle like in the reactor, the edges are casing. Here I put structural glass. I filled it. All the sides are structural glass. And below the structural glass, we have a layer of saturating condenser. Structural glass. Saturating condenser, a whole layer. Then under it, we have a layer of electromagnetic coil. I don't know if you need the full layer or just one block in the middle. I've seen several tutorials. I think I've seen all the tutorials that exist on YouTube. So we have the casing for the sides, structural glass, a layer of saturating condenser, a layer of electromagnetic coil, and then a layer of pressure dispenser. However, the pressure dispenser has in the middle a rotational complex, and then you will put the turbine rotor down, and then you will use turbine blades. Very easy, actually, just right click them on the rotor. And this is the setup. Now, the top, under the top turbine casing layer, outside as a wall, we have the turbine vents. So we have two outer layers of turbine vents. Where is the vent? Here. And I put this all around. So apparently the turbine vent cannot go lower than the electromagnetic coil. Take that with a pinch of salt. Something here isn't supposed to be higher than the vents. And this is the turbine. Now, I'm not gonna be concerned now with fissile fuel. I managed to create a beta once, but I'll create a more effective or efficient way to produce it. Right now I'm just using in creative tank with fissile fuel and a gouge dropper. So I'm moving it like this. And then right click. Here you see it says 15, almost 16,000. I'm just dropping it here with the gouge dropper. And then I clicked activate. And this is a point where I wanted to pause and create this video because I don't know if this is gonna blow up. It's getting very hot. I think that there's steam now. Heating rate 100. So I don't see any steam going in there. Oh, it is going in there. Look at this. But do we see any water coming out? We don't see any water coming out. What about no gas stored? I see that the fuel is being consumed extremely slowly. Oh, there is nuclear waste, but it doesn't go in there. Let me pause this and be right back. Okay, apparently we need pressurized cubes for this. Let's see. Oh. Is it working? Yeah, it's working. Shift and right click. You know, I thought that this thing would start spinning around. I don't see this spinning around. And I don't see or hear any water. Alright, so I'm gonna keep researching this. The first step is done. We know how to build them. Now we need to learn how to use them and all the little details about them. So I'm gonna make a new video once I have figured out everything else. I thought that this was gonna blow up like real soon. That's why I wanted to record this, but apparently it's kind of stable. It is losing water. We could add one more sink. I'll just stop it if it becomes dangerously low. In the meantime, I'll try to find out what's going on with the water over here. Alright, I hope you found the video interesting. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.